All right, today's financial independence and lifestyle design video is about awareness. It's about an awareness of a concept, and that concept is inflation. And really what that concept is about is the devaluing of the currency, okay, the reduction of the purchasing price of the dollar, which is occurring rapidly. Okay, so you have to understand that and be aware of that, and that'll help inform you of your investment decisions, of what you're doing with your money, whether to hold cash or not hold cash, or what things that you should invest in. Okay, understand this, that when we look at metrics like, say, CPI, right, Consumer Price Index, that's often referred to as our inflation metric. Okay. Our inflation metric, and it's designed in such a way, and it measures things in a certain way. Right now, that has changed over time. Prior to 1990, we measured it in a different way. Prior to 1980, we measured it in a different way. Okay, and you can go back and look up, for example, when we look at today's CPI, which is at about 5% here in June 25th, 2021. Okay, about 5%. You could go and look it up on a place called shadowstats.com, and I'm sure there's many others, that you can see what would it be if we measured it the same way as prior to 1990. What would it be if we measured it the same way as we did prior to 1980? I'm not going to sit here and give you all the numbers and everything else. You can look it up for yourself. It's much higher, okay, if we measured it the same way. The bottom line is this. You can sit here and argue about what are all the factors involved that have caused lumber to increase by 304% over the last year. Okay, we can talk about supply and demand issues, and we can talk about supply chain disruption, supply chain optimization. Maybe there's some people that are taking advantage of the situation, whatever. Okay, but here's a fact that remains. The dollar is being devalued. Okay, the dollar is being devalued. It is... we're losing purchasing power from the dollar. The dollar today is worth much less than a dollar 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 30 years ago. And let me give you one example. What was the average or the median house price in the 1970s? Okay, the median cost to buy a home in the 1970s. You can look this up. It was about $25,000. Okay, and over time, obviously, that's gone way up, and right now, I want to say that the median price here in June of 2021 is, I think it just crossed $350K. All right, that's not because all of a sudden, a house is worth so much more. It's because the dollar has been devalued. Okay, so you have to understand this. Now, the dollar is being devalued at a quicker pace. Okay, now, is it going to last? Seems like it to me. Okay, I don't know. But to me, that you need to take that into account when you look at investing. What are you going to invest in? What things will beat the devaluing of the dollar, right? Whether that's cryptocurrency, whether you think that's real estate, or you think that's stocks, whatever the case is. I'm not giving you investing advice. I'm doing this for educational purposes. But you should understand that the dollar is being devalued. Now, you might say, like, why would they do that? Okay, I can see that that's happening. It's very easy to see, actually, if you're willing to look. Okay, when you increase the money supply exponentially, okay, there's more dollars chasing fewer products. The purchasing power of that dollar goes down. Okay, that's a fact. Now, you could say, why would our government do this? There's many reasons why they would, and I do believe that is the strategy of the government. In fact, they will tell you, we want 2 to 3%, inflation, blah blah blah. Okay, there's a lot of reasons for that. Okay, it could have to do with export being more competitive internationally with exports. It could It makes their debt cheaper. Okay, so who wins in a high inflationary environment or a devaluing environment? You know who wins? People who own a lot of debt. Who owns the most debt? The government. Okay, all right, or the taxpayer. Okay, whatever. All right, so that's really the tip for today. All right, is understand that the dollar is being devalued. So you have to keep that in mind, and you have to understand that to go, okay, so what are the strategies and the tactics involved that allow me to overcome that? Okay? All right, there we go.